What's good? So I finally saw a Minecraft movie.
Chicken jockey.
By the time this goes out, I'm sure it'll be about a week since the movie actually released. But I'm glad to actually be making this video a little bit later because things, I feel like, have progressed. This feels like a moment, like a serious cultural touchstone. Chicken jockey, anyone? People are turning up to this movie in droves. I think it's made about 300 million so far. And people are really excited about certain Jack Black lines. The chicken jockey scene is like Endgame times 1,000. Some people are happy just because they like the movie. Some people are happy because they love the memes and think it's the funniest thing ever. But nobody's waking up with a bigger smile on their face than the studio executives. When I look at what's going on with this movie, all I see is the money. And of course, on the exact opposite of that spectrum is the movie theater employee. Anyone working at an AMC right now is probably having the worst week of their entire life. We're gonna get into all that. Before we talk about all that stuff though, I wanna just talk about the movie itself because that's kind of funnily the least interesting part about all of this. But yeah, first let's do a little review of this movie. I see this sentiment going around that it's just like, critics can't have fun with anything, you guys. This movie was epic. I don't know what to tell you. I know a lot of people are saying, is it a blast and a half? Is it gas, fire, flames? And on the other hand, is it pure and utter from a dog's ass? The highest praise I can really give this movie is that I wasn't bored and I wasn't like dying to leave. So take that as you will. Also keep in mind, I'm a grown man. If you take your little nephew, your little child to this movie, they will probably go cross-eyed, shit their diaper, and after the movie be like, damn, they can make movies that good? That was Zag. One thing that kind of struck me about this movie is that a lot of the times it seemed like they didn't care at all. Many scenes it seemed like they did not bother to do like more than one take. They did not give Jack Black a character in this movie. I know everyone's already said it, but he literally only exists to say things from Minecraft. That's an ender pearl, that's nether wart, that's a villager. That's all his character does. I feel like Jack Black realized this and he's like, I'm gonna salvage this just by saying things in a funny way. Thus, people will think like it's funny dialogue. So there's like a part where he shows them his treasure and he just goes, that's my treasure. I'm not new to Jack Black either. Okay, School of Rock is one of the great masterpieces ever crafted by human beings on this planet. I understand this is what he does, but when that's the only thing, it feels like he's doing a parody of himself. It's a Jack Black parody of a Jack Black movie. Then you got Jason Momoa, which for all intents and purposes, I feel like he's the main character of this movie. You also got this boring ass kid, but who cares? And then Jason Momoa is also just doing the same thing, like just trying to say stuff in a funny way. It just seemed like the director didn't care and it was just like, just do whatever. There's this scene where Jason Momoa is on this bridge and he's supposed to spin around and kick all these little zombie pigmen, but he like just does it in a way where like he doesn't lift his legs up high enough and it just looks like complete dog shit. I don't even think the VFX artist could get it in a way to where like his feet connected with the pigmen. I just can't believe they didn't have like a better take than that. You got the Lava Chicken song. If this was the route they were gonna go, I genuinely believe they could have gotten the same result by just putting them in actual gameplay of Minecraft. Like forget all the weird hyper realistic textures and stuff they put on everything. Just put them in footage of Minecraft. It would have been the same movie if not way better. Anyways, there's other characters. The boring kids, like I said. The lady from Orange is the New Black, who they gave literally nothing to do. Jennifer Coolidge straight pillages a villager. So this was directed by the guy who did Napoleon Dynamite, and you can kind of see some of that in here. Apparently he thinks tater tots is the funniest thing in the world. But yeah, this just felt like a paycheck for everyone involved. And trust me, they're seeing the money signs. I went and saw this movie with all my roommates on Cheap Movie Tuesday. The theater wasn't too full, but I was still really worried about what was gonna happen just based on everything I've been seeing online. I was fully expecting to be picking popcorn up out of my hair, seeing kids throw sodas at the screen, having every one of Jack Black's lines just repeated out loud.
Clinton jockey.
I was genuinely worried that a 14-year-old kid behind me would hear the words chicken jockey, then chuck his red slushie at the back of my head like a major league pitcher. Shockingly though, nothing. Legit, there was not a peep in that movie theater, even during the chicken jockey. I almost felt like it was just me and my roommates snickering a little bit at Flint and Steel and those type of lines, just waiting for something to happen and then nothing did. The only thing that did happen is that applause did break out at the end of the movie, which is crazy. And then when I walked out, I was a little disappointed. I really felt like I missed out on something. But no, looking at these videos online, I think I got off pretty lucky. People have been reacting to the Minecraft movie how I can only imagine people were reacting in the Roman Colosseum when someone got their head chopped off by a sword and their intestines ripped out by the jaws of a tiger. People are jumping, throwing popcorn, chucking soda. It's been escalating to the point where people are bringing confetti blasters into the theater, getting on top of their friends' shoulders to be the real life chicken jockey, bringing a real chicken into the theater, getting in fights, throwing up on the ground. In one theater, someone actually went into the projection room and actually pile drived the projectionist off the top rope and into the rows of seats. Okay, I don't know if that one actually happened, but it probably did. People have been getting kicked out of the theater, getting arrested. Cops have had to get involved at many theaters. A lot of people I see are looking at this like it's Barbenheimer, just like a fun cultural moment. And I see that. I'm not saying it's not funny, you know, until Mr. Beast got involved. But I'm looking at this through the eyes of a minimum wage worker. Call me old head, call me unk, or whatever AAVE that Gen Alpha is using these days to refer to people in their 20s. But this performative, how much of a gigantic mess can we make just for the hopes of making a viral video is pretty ass. But a lot of people don't agree with me, right? I've been seeing comments. One person who worked at a theater saying, hey, this isn't funny or fair. If you're the one who actually has to clean this up, this sucks. Just get literally ratioed by saying, when workers have to do their work. Oh my god, dude. Maybe this is an unk take, but I don't think it's the movie theater employee's job to clean up after you when you bring in toilet paper and eggs to trash the theater for 20,000 likes on TikTok. But who am I kidding? Let's be real. I mean, the chicken jockey was epic. I think you should be allowed to in your diaper and chuck it at the screen. And I don't think it's just kids doing this. I think it's fully grown adult men, like college kids. And if this keeps escalating, who knows where we'll be. If you really want those TikTok likes, you gotta throw a Molotov cocktail at the screen during Lava Chicken. To wrap this up, I want to talk about how I'm a little scared where this is going to lead the movie industry. Obviously, money-wise, the IP movie is always going to hit. But this movie is just crushing right now. And not because it's good. If you've been watching the studio on Apple TV like I am, I'm sure you're just thinking Kool-Aid movie, especially with a Hershey's movie being announced recently with Alexandra Daddario. Great movies are still made and come out. Not that anybody sees them, but they're still made. But it's hard not to look around and just feel like movies are getting further and further away from being art. There was a time when movie made for kids didn't automatically mean steaming hot pile of dollars. I'm not trying to be a total doomer. I went to this movie, I gave them my money, and I had a good time. I'm just looking at this movie and the moment it's having. I'm just a little worried about a future in which you take your best gal to a night at the movies, but your only options are Super Mario Bros. 3, the Coke of Cola, McDonald's 2, Burger King, or of course, Minecraft in the multiverse of Roblox. And that's not really a future I want to live in. But hey, go see the Minecraft movie this weekend, chuck a red slushie at the back of a grandma's head, body slam a movie theater employee to the ground, and enjoy the sweet, sweet sound of Jack Black saying chicken jockey. I hope you guys enjoyed this more casual video. I do want to do smaller, less scripted, less edited, you know, quick reviews of movies and stuff going on in between my bigger videos. I just have to think of a good name like Quickie Review or Jaybites. You guys like Jaybites? Anyways, thank you to my lovely patrons. And until next time, I love you guys. Kisses. Bye bye. Chicken jockey.